Solve z to the fourth power minus 13z squared plus 36 equals 0. This equation looks similar to a quadratic, but it's not exactly a quadratic. What we could do, however, is make a quick substitution. So if we let u be the value z squared, then if you'll notice, if I square both sides of this equation, that would mean u squared is equal to z to the fourth. So I could replace this z to the fourth with u squared. Then that would be minus 13 z squared gets replaced with u. Then plus 36 equals 0. And the nice thing about that is now I have a quadratic. And since everything's brought to one side and set equal to 0, I can try to factor to see if that will solve the problem. So u times u would give me u squared. So the values that will multiply to 36, let's see, we would have, of course, 1 and 36, 2 and 18. This should divide by 3, because 3 plus 6 is 9, so 3 and 12, it looks like. That's close, that would add up to 15, but not quite. And then 4. Oh, there we are. 4 and 9 would multiply to 36 and add to 13. So 4 and 9. If these are both minus, then that would be a negative times a negative, which would give me a positive 36, but add to negative 13u. So now I have this factored in two linear factors. I can set each of those linear factors equal to 0 and continue solving. So that means u is equal to 4, or u is equal to 9. And u, being the term z squared, I need to go back to the original variable, so that's going to allow me to do that. So u switches back into z squared equals 4. And over here, I get z squared equals 9. Now, if I take the square root of both sides of this equation, and I do need to be careful to make sure I get the plus or minus square root because I'm taking the square root of a squared variable, I get z equals plus or minus 2 and z equals plus or minus 3.